Okay, guys, welcome to this webinar. I didn't send out an invite, so it's interesting to see who joins. Today it will be practical. It had to be a practical day. I've been busy with a lot of stuff, and normally these webinars, I prepare them like 3-4 hours before, and today I had a bit of a less time, but some cool ideas. So it will be very practical. Let's get it rolling. So I will cover in this webinar, I will cover like usual review of badge 4 sites. Emily, I will look at yours. It looks, the site is really good. It's just a bit of the keywords. And then I will do a hack with keywords that we kind of figured out last week. I don't know if they will work. We will know in a week. Then a question popped up today with one of our clients regarding word count. I'll go through that one. Then this week we also had an issue with quality with one of our badge 4 people, and I will go through that a bit. And then I've been looking a bit at fast traffic or low-hanging fruits, and finally a Q&A. Let's get this rolling. So first, if we look at the sites, we have Lassen built a really cool dog site here. Is it? So, and it looks, it's ranking really good. I started ranking really good at least, and the site itself is very well built. Lassen, I guess you are very interested. Sanna, you're getting one of these puppies for Christmas, I think. These dogs. So that will be good for you. I think there's not, there's, the site is great. The metas are good. It looks very good. It works good on mobile. The content is good. The headers are good. The only thing I might say on this site is that, no, I don't have anything to say on it. It's a great site. Good job. Then we have the other one, which is also a very nice looking site built by Emily. But here is a very tricky one. This is not easy to do right. So first of all, Broncos, the domain, we bought the site partially because of the domain name. And the domain name here is, it used to be a bar. However, if you Google this one, you will see that, so just go here on Google, and the first thing that pops up is Denver Broncos. And almost all our sites that we're building, takarbete, hårtransplantation, hairline transplantation, you name it, Wordapp, they are based on that domain names are getting a premium in terms of ranking. It's very hard to write an algorithm where you say that Broncos is not going to rank for Broncos. And if we then go to keyword tool IO, which we have when we prepare the order, what happened now? So if I search for Broncos here, (2009) on the searches, and Denver, and then you have bar and car. What the hell is a Broncos car? Let's check. Broncos car. Broncos car. Yeah, let's not rank for that. It's also not called Broncos. It's called Bronco car. It's apparently a new Ford car or something that is getting a remake. So this one here, you need to go to the site. Where is the site now? It's here. So the site in itself, I mean, it is not a horrible idea to do a restaurant and bar guide on the internet called Broncos. I mean, so the idea in itself is not bad. It's related, and I think it's pretty good. However, because the keyword here has so many searches and Broncos is the first thing that pops up, the bar is actually a bar dedicated to Broncos. So it's a kind of Irish pub thing. I mean, it's related to Ireland and Guinness and that kind of stuff. So this should be more. I mean, the site in itself, Emily have done a great job with it. It looks good. I don't think there's an issue with it. The logo here I don't like, but you could fix that. Here, I mean, you should probably do it like White House. Yeah, here we did this one where we did a site about this used to be a pub, so we did a White House pub page here that is about the original site, but then the entire site is dedicated to White Houses all over the world. And if you do an internal link here from the main page to the bar page, it's going to rank. And in this case here, what you need to do is when you do the research here on Broncos, I mean, it should be Broncos bar here, not Bar Stockholm, Broncos bar, you link to that one. And then we want to dedicate it to Broncos bars I mean, there's, if you search for it here, you get like, the reason why I'm covering this is because this is going to be the same for a lot of sites. This is the way you do it. So here you see there is in Finland there is one in Broncos Rodeo. You can do a lot of with this stuff, but probably it's either a bar, Broncos bar site, or it's a combination with Broncos Denver, the team. I would do a combination of both because that's what we want to have. But you need to check if this Broncos bar here, I mean, is this rodeo, is it about the team or is it something else? Let's see what they do here. I can't go to the site. Good. Okay, never mind. So the way to do these kind of things is to find something. In the case of White House, it's obviously about different White Houses, and then you have the pub that is also, could be more pubs that are called White House. In the case of Broncos bars, it's probably a lot of bars all over the world. That's what's interesting here, and of course a bit about the Broncos Denver team, because some of them are going to mention that. So that is that. Otherwise, a good site. So please fix this pretty fast, so we are done with Emily's badge 4. Then we came up with a hack on keyword. So we've been doing new reviews. I covered them in last week's webinar. They're amazing. I think everybody's doing a fantastic job here in all languages. And then I realized when I started looking at it, it's like, I mean, how would you actually search for a hair transplant clinic in Sweden, Finland, Norway, Denmark, Germany, etc.? You would probably do an English-Swedish mix when you search for it and just assume that Google finds you the best match. And then if you're in Sweden, you obviously, and you're Swedish, you obviously prefer to read it in your mother tongue. So we need to insert the keywords in that. And the reason why this actually becomes interesting is because it applies for almost anything abroad. Like if you're looking for a tasting menu in, I don't know, in Portugal, you will probably, if you don't know the Portuguese, you probably will, Lisbon, for example, you will probably search for the English name and just hope that you get lucky. So we need to include that. And the way to do that for everyone, I mean, this is for Helene, Monica, Thomas, I mean, all you guys that are running sites like this, but also when we do batch 4 sites, GN networking, that kind of stuff where this applies, you want to have like sites with where you combine it. So if I go to our site here, see if it ranks here something, it was Cosmetica. I have to go to the site. So we did an update here. I will just cover it. So here, Helene did some changes. We discussed it 2 days ago. She's pretty fast with this, and we should apply it, I think, on all. So the way we search for this here is that we will go to keyword tool.io, obviously. I think once you have done a couple, most of them are going to be the same. But so if I take this Cosmetica, let's see what pops up. So UK, Ireland, Turkey reviews. Okay, then if I try Cosmetica hair. Hair wash, hair transplant, probably clinic, I see there. Hair clinic, what if I just do clinic? Okay, so this is the way people are searching for. So you have reviews and clinic, hair transplant, probably cost, Turkey, those kind of things. I think if you get one with a bit more searches, you can just make them static. You always insert them. But so here we have done good. It's like hair, Cosmetica hair transplantation clinic, this one here, it's there. Then we have, there you have a Swedish one. Let's see if we have any review here, if I search for it. Yeah, I mean, this is excellent. And then you have just including it there. See if you have, here you have Dr. Levent Ajard, heart transplantationer. You have before and after. Do we have before and after here? No. Here, I think before and after you can always include. So I try to spend a bit time on one of the clinics there. I would say like ASMED or something. You can use the, you don't have to use the Swedish setting in keyword tool.io. You just use the English one here or global. So if you take this away, tons of more stuff is going to pop up. You see it here. Here I mean, Istanbul, you probably want to have, Turkey, you want to have. This one's stupid. Let's do this. So every day, 20% of all searches on Google have never been searched for before. So we can assume that there's going to be a guy that search for ASMED Fue or something like that. So you can include those in the text in a way, this way that you did it here, Helene. This is like, I mean, this is amazing, like this Cosmetica review. So same for Norwegian, Danish, Finnish, try to include it in a nice way. And here you have hair transplant clinic also. So this one is, I think, is a very good hack. I mean, is it going to work? For sure. I mean, we will see right away that it's going to work. So second, then we had, Helene had one of our clients that asked, or that is giving us the word count. So you have agencies, SEO agencies, they probably, hopefully know what they're doing. There you can listen to what they say or get their suggestion. If they know what they're doing, they're not going to say, I want 10 text here, and one is going to be 200 words, one 300 words, one 400 words, one 500 words. though professional never does that, because they understand that doing the templates takes, or doing the structure of the text takes forever. So kind of right away, if you get different word counts on the text, it is someone that is not used to doing this. And in this case, you are the doctor. So as a rule of thumb, I mean, you need to ask 3 questions here, basically. First of all, is it services or products? If it's services, it should have way more text, because a service page, I mean, we do domains that are called takarbete.nu that is only about takarbete. So we dedicate a whole site to that. But if you have an e-shop with, I don't know, like selling building products for takarbete or for roofing, I mean, then you don't have budget for 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 word product descriptions. So is it services or product? That's number one. How big is the site? I mean, if it's a huge site with tons of categories, then it's a budget issue, and you get site visibility because the total count of the word count of the site or content of the site is going to be a factor in your ranking. However, if it's a small site with like 10 landing pages, the longer the better. And then you can also look at CPC and competition in Keyword Tool IO. So you go, this is the wrong one. Oh, okay, never mind that. You go to Keyword Tool IO and you can check there what the CPC is. So as a rule of thumb, services should be informative and as long as possible. So your recommendation should always be, I mean, to 1,000 words or 1,500 words. I mean, the trick there is not to make them spammy. So the longer the better. The more information it has that is used. I mean, like we have done with the clinic reviews now, there were 500 words in the beginning. Now they're close to 1,300 words because we added a lot of valuable information to them. They're going to rank way better. But the trick is never to make it spammy. So spammy fillers and stuff, that's a big no-no. You wouldn't like to read a text like that either. So it should be something where you learn something. So that's hack 3, just a rule of thumb, so you know what to answer. And obviously, I mean, Wordapp is built for consistent templates, so you should not write stuff offline. You should try to get them into the app. So you do one text and then you apply the same rules to all of them. Hack 3, quality. This week we had a bit of a quality issue on one of our batch 4 people that is very experienced. I think it was something about stress, not time, the usual stuff. We have had this in the past. We have had a Danish girl that got blocked lifetime. She was earning €1,000 a month, and then she had a stressful time, and she just more or less approved all the text, and they were full with, 75% or 80% of the text had issues in them. In this case here, it was one site that looked like shit, and the problem is that this person is also approving or training other people. So what happens if you skip quality, and this goes for, not only us, but for our clients, is that if you skip quality one time, people will find mistakes in every single text you have done. And it could be just tone or the word you pick. So you really don't have time to not have time. And if you're lucky, and we have saved a couple of accounts, everybody has done these mistakes, including us, you will have to spend 10 times the time it would have take you to test the text or quality assure it, rereading it one more time, and it will cost you 20 times more. You will get texts that were approved, people will go through them, and you will get them back. And in this case here, we are reviewing 11 sites now. So skipping quality on one site, now we will find errors. I guarantee that we will find errors on 11 of the sites. I will get them tomorrow, and I will have like my mistake finding glasses on, and it's going to be pretty boring for that person. So I mean, the point what I'm saying here is that like I never see gains in this. We're repeating it again and again and again, and still it happens. I mean, it's human nature. The problem is that it's really bad math. And if you're unlucky, of course, it's game over. I mean, it goes to a point, and I know it from our people, like I cannot fix their spelling mistakes anymore. It would take them, I mean, almost no time to fix it. I don't want to work with this person anymore, so then they get blocked. And then hack 4, I didn't really have time to prepare this. I'm looking into SEMrush, and here I see that, I mean, hårtransplantation.nu, Helene, this is starting to get a lot of traction. I will probably push a bit in the coming days, because this is, I mean, it's very close to, you know, exploding in terms of traffic. And I checked some interesting stuff here. I will give you a list of this so it becomes easy for you to pick the keywords. But basically, SEMrush is much better, I think, than Search Console. It gives you an overview on how you rank. And I mean, you see SD World Sverige, please. It has 70 searches, and we're ranking number 4. Etc. etc. And then we see some stuff here. You recently, I think, added ögontransplantation to the site that has 90 searches, or Göteborg has 90 searches, and we're number 11. Thailand is also pretty interesting, and this is ranking on ögonbrynstransplantation. So if we go to the site and we go here, here on the site, does it have Göteborg in it? Yeah, it has. So I mean, there's 2 ways to do this here. We could either peel it off. I don't really think it's worth it, but we could write a blog post where you have an internal link to it. I will cover it in the next webinar, but I will do an export of this one where you probably are going to get some ideas on either blog posts, so Medicus method, what is it ranking for? Oh, okay, it's apparently a clinic. I mean, here you can get some very good ideas, and frankly, there's tons of them here. There's 64 keywords where we can get fast traction. So we're going to work a bit on that. And this obviously applies for, I'm trying SEMrush now. I will also try Href, and then you guys are going to get the login like we do in Keyword Tool IO for the one that we select. This also works very well for, I mean, link sites or other affiliate sites. I mean, it's the same principle, and it makes it very easy to come up with blog posts or landing page content once a month, so you don't have to spend so much time and get stuck with it. I think this is, I mean, I have the link. Jörn, have we added the questionnaire to this reward point link?
Yes, we're just asking how many hours.
Okay, so if you want reward points and you're watching this webinar later, you can scan this link if you want to take the badges. I'm covering what the badges are and how to get them in our previous webinars. This is number 17, by the way. Guys, I think like if what I discussed here, I've unmuted most of you. I mean, you can either write it in the chat, or if you want to talk, you can ask. Do you have any questions about the stuff that we covered now, and anything that you want me to work on a bit to make your lives easier in this, for example, like finding keywords or landing pages and stuff like that for your sites?
I have a question. So the English keywords, I think, is really good. I'm very curious to see if that works. I think it will. What about doing the same with Turkish keywords? I mean, there's a lot of Turkish people living abroad. I mean, to do something like clinic hair transplant in Turkish, do you think that will work?
I mean, I think actually that what the smarter way to do it is probably to do. We thought. Could be. I mean, I should not rule it out, but it might be that it's smarter to do because I don't think they want to. I don't think a Turkish person living in Sweden wants to read the stuff in Swedish.
Yeah, could be. Yes.
Yeah, so I think they want to read it in Turkish. So it should be like such ekimi something.se.
Yeah,
So
that
it's
makes sense for sure. Yes.
Yeah, so I think it's. So I think I actually, yeah, I think it needs to be those big languages like Turkish and Spanish and stuff. Those need to be localized. German might be also like people assume that they can read it in their local language. Okay,
Curious if we get any other questions.
Yeah. So otherwise, I mean, we have 4 minutes left. No questions. That means Caroline is here also. So you guys have no questions. That's amazing. So
And you're so good at answering questions. I don't know why people don't want to ask.
okay, guys. Then I wish you all a very nice evening. One note: I'm going to send all the Evas here that have a hair site. You're going to get. Please set some time aside. In the next days, you will get 2 outreach links each for your site, so we get some. I mean, they're so close now, all of them, so we need some links on those. So you're going to get some text for that, some offline texts. Claire has written a couple of them that are excellent. So, okay, guys, have a nice evening, and talk to you next week or whatever. Okay, bye bye.